Hello. Hello. Jeff Bezos came, Bill Gates came, Mark Zuckerberg came. Many of them came numerous times. The bankers have all come. Everybody's coming.
Hello. How's it going, everybody? Are you doing good? Let me turn this down. Hello? Hello? What do we got from the microphone? It still works. Everything still works. That's fantastic. Hello. Hello, Teddy. Hello, Simon Hill 42. Hello, Noah. Hello. I already said hi to Teddy. Hello, Lemon. Hello, Ace. Hello, Fank. Hello, Glitchy. Fucking tongue twister. Hello, Glitchy Skittles. Hello. I already said hi to Gudik. Volprista. Funk off me. Real Hazer girl. Look at all you guys. Amanda, B-Boy, Scavenger. Every pony is here. All the ponies. Hello, ponies. You guys ready to pony up? It's pony time, baby. Arby's, thank you for the 12 fucking months. One big year. One big year. Hello, Duke. Hello,
Arby's
Spartan.
_curly_fries
Hello,
subscribed
Soren.
to your channel for 12 months.
Thank you guys for being here. I'm back once again. Let me get my pixel chat up. Factually. If I watch Backrooms, yes, I have now seen Backrooms twice and Obsession twice. If you don't like Backrooms, grow up. I mean, however, generally feel like my audience would enjoy the Backrooms. Also, thank you for the 60 stream streak, Noah. And thank you for the 60 stream streak, Gudic. A time of all time. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Hello, Rat Factory. Guy like me didn't get notif. That's okay. Twitch banned me. That's why I haven't been live in so long. What up, Devin? Guys, I just voice acted for Devin. Sorry, I didn't sign an NDA, Devin, but I did just do some voice acting before I went live for the next Devin in HD video. I wasn't scared of Backrooms, but Ruby was/is. It's like, it's a different kind of horror entirely. They're two entirely different kinds of horror movies, and honestly, the fact that people are comparing them is embarrassing and have probably never seen a movie in their life. Did I actually get banned? No, I didn't get banned. I was gone for a baby shower for one of my various fertile friends and chatters. Hello, Beowulf. Charlie was saying the same. Yeah, I watched his take on it. I literally said the same exact shit before I watched that video. Really show up an overconfident middle-aged guy in a race feels good. Fuck yeah. Showing up any overconfident person's a fucking W. While I was gone, I picked up a PS2 controller, first party. Actually, funny story, because I actually found this at one of my old retro stores that I used to go to years ago. So this was a part of like a bundle with a console, and I was like, can I just buy it separately? And they said, you can, but it'll be expensive. And I said, well, how much? They said $30. $30 for a fucking first party PlayStation 2 controller that works perfectly fine and feels great? They said that was expensive. So expensive. It's like, motherfucker, I'll spend that much buying eggs because we want to fucking send nukes to fucking Israel or some shit. I got a BTS member video that's got your VO in it, so I'll be showing up for it. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I'm a Twitch partner, by the way. Gaming is my job, by the way. Plebeian. This is a tax write-off. I got mine $20 off eBay. Hell yeah. I paid twice that for ring controllers. I'm saying. Yeah, I was like, fucking give me that shit. Took it. And now it's back home with me. I asked you guys in the Discord, what retro PS2 horror game do we play next? Venom Management gave me a heart attack with a Xeno Stompies redeem. Literally a xenomorph that appeared above me in games, so that was an ordeal. Dude, I have to play that Alien Isolation game sometime. But I told you guys to vote between these two games, both graciously gifted to me by JoJo, by the way. Fatal Frame and Haunting Ground, both very iconic PlayStation 2 horror games. This is probably like one of the most expensive things I own. I missed the vote for Haunting Grounds. Well, gotta keep an eye. I'll have to vote up for like 11 minutes because I was just like, I just need to go live. It's fucking 9 p.m. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get around to it. Apparently, this is like really fucking scary. It's made by Capcom. I was like, interesting. It's just like Resident Evil. But the most votes went to Fatal Frame, which just recently got a remake of its sequel, I believe. Download a mod to make the AI smarter. No, anyone else in Isolation was a tiny bit of a letdown. Oh yeah, I don't even have the fucking game. I also know nothing about it, which is the best part of horror games. Just like this. I don't know a single fucking thing about this. All I know is that I just got a fucking PS2 controller and it's gonna be a crazy time. Thank you for the 105 stream streak as well, Scavenger. God damn. Hope you enjoy it. Me too. Begging for more Haunting Grounds, but it didn't sell well enough. Bad marketing. Yeah, I mean, it's a very confusing box and everything on it. Something about a dog. But yeah. We're going to play Fatal Frame. Which says based on a true story. That sounds like horseshit. There's no way that this can be based off of a true story, but we'll suspend our disbelief for a moment here. They've actually got a little intro passage here in the manual. We'll see how real this is. I'm just imagining some crazy fucking shit happening in game and just being like, based off a true story, by the way. Hello, Daduhi? 21. It's time. All right. Hang on. Can we get into like into like a mood here? Hang on. Sorry, gorillas, but you're not a mood. Scary ambience. Scary ambience. Okay. Devin is cooking with the 5 stream streak, just by the way. Oh, what the fuck did I just open up? Simon just gifted me. I was like, what the hell just opened on my computer? It was a gift from Simon. Alien Isolation, the collection. What the? It has the whole game and 7 packs of DLC. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God. What up, Ryan? What up, little chud? Thank you for the gift, Simon. Jesus. It's on sale. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you. You know, this is actually karma because I gifted a friend a game the other day and it was like, I didn't even know the key was for like the ultimate super deluxe edition that like cost a bunch of fucking money. But I didn't care. I wasn't gonna fucking play the game anyways, but like, what comes around goes around, guys. Gift things to your friends. You'll get something back. All right. Chat. Fatal Frame is based off of a true story. 9 days have passed since Mafuyu, brother of Miku Hanasaki, had disappeared. I'm about to butcher it. Guys, this is going to be like Silent Hill F, where I fucking cannot read the Japanese names. It is cool to go back to Japan, though. It seems, I'm assuming this is Japan. It seems like Japanese names and setting. Yeah, you should only gift things expecting a return, just by the way. Gonna gift it to another friend, but they hit me with the I don't have a PC to play it on. I do. And I have an audience to entertain with it. Anyways, it all began about a month ago. The media reported that famous novelist Junsei Takamine disappeared while gathering research for an upcoming novel. Mafuyu, an aspiring journalist, suspected that something was wrong. Why would his mentor simply vanish into thin air? Mafuyu decided to conduct a private search for his friend, with the investigation eventually leading to the grounds of a secluded mansion. The Himuro Mansion stands silent and imposing deep within the forest. It's said that years ago the mansion belonged to a powerful landowner who had absolute control over the area, but now it's a shadow of its former self, dilapidated and desolate. Reach for the Wii U? No, Fatal Frame. This is from the PlayStation 2. This shit's ancient. It is ancient. I mean, their Fatal Frame 2 might have been on the Wii U. Yeah. You need to start watching anime just so you can pronounce things. I'm trying! Fuck, Silent Hill F helped me out a lot, okay? You don't mind if a white boy mispronounced a little Japanese? Come on. Cam's like 30. I'm fucking, no, I'm not. I'm not even fucking close. As Mafuyu searched the mansion, he found scraps of paper left by Junsei and his staff throughout the mansion. The writings recounted a number of ominous events that happened in the mansion's dark past. Eager to find additional clues within the mansion, Mafuyu rushed in and suddenly realized that he wasn't alone. Miku came to the Himuru mansion in search of her missing brother, but she had no idea what she was getting into. And that's it. Time to discover the mysteries of the Himuro mansion. You should do a collab with Small League streamer Burnt Rock. I don't even play League, all right? It's my brother. Stop gifting me things! Gudik just gifted me Subnautica. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm not dust. Make sure you don't have any fans going, because you will literally just blow away. All right. Fatal Frame. Based on a true story. You guys better get out your detective goggles, because I don't... Who's to say this is true? Who's to say? All right. It's time to play this station. The Camnautica stream. I'm sure I've never played that before either. Also don't know anything about it. So, she fatal on my frame until I'm based on true story. I'm already based as fuck, bro. So get that true story in there. If you're based and a true story, that's pretty much me. I'm based and I'm a true story. Just saying. Let's get green out here. Just like my boy Devin and Ryan intend. All right. It's already on! Why is it just turning itself on? You ever think about that? We will, Devin. We will, I promise. All right. It's time! You guys ready for the PlayStation 2 startup noise? This shit's scary. This is a scary one. Yeah, you just shit your pants. We're going green. Yeah, you guys both gifted me shit. You know, we do need to get back to 1,000 subs, so feel free, you know, if anyone generously wants to gift me 1,000 subs, I need to buy back my Lamborghini. The tow truck actually took it while I was gone. Crazy story. Tecmo! Never heard that call in my life. Let me put my fucking screen up. This is a very intense main menu screen. Okay. Open source projector. On my big boy monitor. Wait, what's not scary and it's fun? Subnautica? I thought Subnautica was like a little scary for like people who are afraid of the ocean. Oh, you mean the PS2 sound? They got that sound by dropping a grand piano off the building.
I wonder how long it's been since my brother and I began to see things other people can't see.
God damn, the fucking noise is scary. Hello, Ashland.
My big brother, he was so sweet and kind. He was the only one I could open up to about these visions. After our mother died, he was my only family.
Damn, this is the 80s. This is ancient. This is some unk shit. Hey, if you were born in 1986, you're old.
So this is Himuro Mansion.
This has some Silent Hill vibes. Hey, Momo.
My brother was in search of someone.
My brother was in search of someone.
Junsei Takamine, a famous novelist, and a man my brother was very indebted to, disappeared while researching a book
This is just the cutscene that played on the main menu without me touching anything. If you're, by the way. She talking like that, I know.
When he told me that he got a lead on Mr. Takamina's whereabouts, I felt uneasy, like
Oh,
he was
yeah,
going
sorry.
far away.
I've never seen this or played this in my life. It seems scary as fuck. Oh yeah, we got bingo, by the way. All right. We need some motherfucking horror game bingo too. Yeah, we got voice acting, just like me. All right, new game. Game start.
I
First
wonder
game.
how long it's been since my brother and I began to see things
This is literally
other
what we
people
just
can't
heard.
see.
Okay, can I skip this? I can. Kimuro intro. This is what I got the controller for.
The forbidden rituals of this area. It looks like Mr. Takamine was doing research into them. I wonder if his group is still here.
Why is my controller shaking? Like when I'm running into things. God, it's dark as fuck. Jesus. Okay, so we are the girl's brother right now, who went missing, I guess. There's a box of film on the floor. Type 14 film. I found Type 14 film. I think I can use it with my camera. Camera controls. While holding the camera, press the circle. I have to look at the controller, guys. I do not know how the fuck. I don't know. Remember PlayStation. Circle to take shooting stance and enter finder mode. You can take photos with the X or R1 button. That's the top one. While in finder mode. Okay, next. While in the finder mode, you can control the player's viewpoint with the left analog stick. Square to move around quickly. Triangle to turn around. Use the right analog stick to move while you're in shooting stance. Okay. If you get back to 1,000 subs, will you start streaming on BritBox? What the fuck is BritBox? Enter the tutorial by selecting scraps under the file in the menu. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christmas. This is gonna be fucking terrifying. Do you guys hear this audio? I'm spooked already. Oh my god! A tier 3 gift to fucking Miss World from Anonymous? God damn!
Anonymous gifted 1 subscriptions.
I know, Spartan, that's how I feel. Hello, Devin. Good to see you. We're fataling our frame. Oh, look, you can control where you're aiming the flashlight with right stick. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Tier 3 is crazy. Thank you, whoever the fuck did that. Momo, what's happening? Kitties? They were so excited to see me come home. I missed them so bad. Okay, so we now have a camera and some film. This first person shit is gonna be so insane. There's an old camera here. I think I can take a shot. Guys? God, Momo. Okay, sorry. I gotta log in. Oh, we can save here. Save game data. Register the photo data inside the photograph into an album for them to be saved. Save. Slot 1. Create new game data. Do I have room on my fucking memory card? Probably. It's a PS2. Memory cards were a lot bigger at this point, right? Excuse me? What's taking so long? Goodness. Jesus. It takes forever to load. Someone had to be put on the TV? Hell yeah. Well, hopefully you can see me. I'm really glad I have 1440p streaming and I'm streaming a game that is literally running in 480p. Should I try and turn up the brightness of the game, guys? Or like, are you chilling? Is this immersive for you? Because like, I feel like that kind of matters more for y'all. Like, I'll figure it out. Keep it? Okay. This audio is nuts. What the fuck is that? I know, they are understanding the fucking assignment. You're like, Dad's playing horror. Oh, that was a mirror? Oh, that's... Talk about brilliant fucking design. That was like scary when it happened, and then it got even scarier once again once you walked up to it and it was a fucking mirror. Oh, that's so cool! That's so cool! Sorry, that it just became like such a cool fucking moment. That was spooky, and then it became even more fucking spooky. Because I figured out it was a mirror, and that fucking thing was behind me. Oh my god. That is so neat. Can we take a selfie? That was so fucking neat, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, the first person view is gonna be fucking bonkers. Okay. I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh yeah, you can call that for that as well. Ah! Shoot that bitch! Boom! Is that what I'm supposed to do, is shoot him with the camera? Did I fuck that up? Stop, no, stop. I'm wasting pictures. I feel like I'm supposed to be taking photos of stuff. Don't you think? I should probably have read the manual. This is still back in the day when you had to read the manual to understand like what you're supposed to do. Dust has been disturbed around the sunken fireplace, as if it had been used recently. Yeah.
Luck of the
this
Lefty
is,
subscribed to your channel
this
for
is
21
Pokemon
months.
Snap, actually, Nick. Why is my controller vibrating in some places? Like right here, vibrates. It feels like I'm supposed to like put a bomb down right here and like use the fucking... The books are falling apart. I can't even read the covers. Use the Pester Ball? Okay. Nick's been a mod for 1 year. Congratulations. The staircase is falling down. I sure hope so. What's right here? Or is that like UI? There's an old clock here. It's been stopped for a while. There are cobwebs. That's some unk shit, Devin, by the way. Thank you for the 135 stream streak. Sorry I called you unk. It's simulating boards creaking? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Can I not pick this up? Below? There's a key on the ground.
This notebook. It's Mr. Takamine's.
Okay, that's bad voice acting. That's bad voice acting. I wonder if we'll find anything here. Motherfucker just read that straight from the page. Okay, that was pretty spooky.
That was Mr. Takamine. So he did come here.
Yeah, this main character is alright, for sure. But I wonder if we'll find anything here. There's a ghost coming up those stairs, by the way. By the way, that's a ghost. Pull out the camera. Say cheese, bitch. Say cheese. Take a picture. It's like that one Bad Bunny song where he says, say cheese. Shooting ghosts. Okay. Hold up the camera with circle. Press the shoulder button with the X button to attack ghosts when the target is inside the circle. Power, mystical power, accumulates. The damage you inflict on the ghost goes up as you accumulate more power in the camera. The Shutterbug moment. I thought it was just Shutterberg. I'm like, is that fucking Mark Shutterberg? Mark Shucker. Mark Fuckerberg. Mark Schutterberg, man. This is a straight Shutterbug moment. While you have the ghost in your viewfinder and the circle glows, you can take a shot. You can inflict heavy damage when you take a shot during a Shutterbug moment. Mark Shutterberg. It's a magic camera that can do harm to ghosts. Enter the tutorial by selecting scraps under the file in the menu. Oh, he's saying forgive me. That's actually satisfying. Shutterbug! Shutterbug! 100 damage. Is she moving? Okay, y'all got me fucked up with this. This is... forgive me. That's... Shutterbug! Zero shot, special shot. Okay, that's actually scary as fuck. It's actually fucking spooky.
I captured a ghost with this camera. This camera has the power to expose things the normal eye can't see. I remember the incident from which I learned of its unique power to capture ghosts.
You know, thank God he said that because I'm fucking stupid. I never would have figured that out. I mean, man, if he wouldn't have said that, I would have thought I just fucking sucked him up. I mean, what the hell? Thank God this game really leaves things ambiguous and up to interpretation like that. Oh no. Motion sickness from the first person part of the cutscene, I'm sorry. What is JoJo playing that's making you guys ill? For some reason Shutterbug made me think of Jitterbug commercial. Like, dude, I started thinking about Jitterbug too. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, Jitterbug. Oh, Jitterbug. This is fucking, oh my god, my character blinks. This is some next gen shit. We've been used to playing PlayStation 1 games for so long. This is what it's like doing photography, by the way. That's true, actually. If you're a photographer, you know. Yeah, like, fuck me, the ass, dude. Jesus. Motherfucker's downstairs. God damn, they're not fucking around with this game. Where is he? You coming up the stairs, bub? I'll come find you. I'll come to you, buddy. I'm gonna take you out. I can't have you coming behind me. Where are you? Gonna do a jazz dance to Jitterbug one year? That's scarier than this fucking game. Wait, is this not the room that that ghost just appeared in? I got the heebie-jeebies, guys. I got the tingles down my spine right now. I'm tingled. I'm tingling. Who's up tingling? Anyone up tingling? Jitterbug. Oh, Beyond Two Souls. Oh, right. Why am I stuck? No, that ghost was supposed to be down there at that part, but he just disappeared. Jitterbug. The staircase has fallen down. Probably been down a while. Nothing to do with Takamine. Oh. Oh, I should have gone downstairs anyways. I'm fucking stupid. Oh my fucking god. What a blunder on my part. I'm gonna walk all the way back around. My whole fucking gameplay is gonna be me walking in circles up here. There's an old folding screen here. It might have been pretty once, but it's faded now. Jitterbug. I like when games have little describers when you click on things and they're like, they give you a description of the thing you're looking at. A Jitterbug. Is this game gonna have like riddles and shit that we gotta solve? Guys, I'm so excited for the new Silent Hill game. Like, so hyped. Oh! Is that a mirror? That's a mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who has the fattest balls? It's me. I am the ghost with the fat balls. Turn around and witness my balls.
It's been 2 weeks since I last heard from my brother.
See some big ghost balls. We didn't. My bad. Has ghosts ever
But
fucking
he
bust
left
out
a
of the
note
walls and
that led me to this place.
show you their balls?
I felt as though something was calling me here.
Something.
Mafuyu.
Oh no. The strangling ritual? First night. That's not scary at all. Yeah, the first level is the strangling ritual.
My brother was here.
Oh, it's in color now. Oh my god, this shit just vibrated. Scared the fuck out of me. Jesus.
What?
We went to argue again.
is
You
this
to be remake or
place?
original. I don't fucking know. Maybe remake. Just so it hurts my.
Did someone just...
That's a number 48 on bingo. Hell. Oh, is this the film? No, it's herbal medicine. I got the herbal medicine. Okay. This looks like it's supposed to be a door, doesn't it? There's a angry looking mask on the wall. Okay. Do I have a camera too? No, I do not. Okay. This is the camera thing I saved out. Alright, right. How come I can't interact with it? There we go. There's an old camera here. I think I can take a shot. I think I can take a shot. Is it not a shot glass? But I hope somebody chuckled. At least like a breath came out of your nose or something. I thought that maybe you'd think that that was like a little funny, maybe. I received a gift from a friend, according to Steam. I think it's literally just the gifts I just received. And my Steam app is very behind. Alright. Shaving. I missed the black and white. The black and white was in it, but I think it's just because it's like a flashback. We're in color now. Back in the day, games were black and white. Was there ever a time when video games were black and white? Like, be honest. Be honest. Pong, that was black and white, but also that was like a different kind of screen, like entirely, but like, oh yeah, the OG Game Boy games. They weren't really black and white. They just had like, the screens were just built different, you know? I guess you're right. What was that? What the hell, man? Where my fucking green screen latch came off. They were monochromatic. Guys, I am sweating my taint off down here. Oh, while I was gone, holy shit, the AC was not on. And holy fuck, I'm sweating balls right now. I'm in my basement too. I'm in the fucking coldest place and I'm sweating, literally dripping out my fucking taint right now. Anyways, I could never be British. Treat? Don't fucking send me. Sure. On AC on. Bree thinks it's too cold. It was fucking 80 when I got home. In the house. No fans can blow away. You're damn right. I'm so skinny. Ice cream would fix this? Yeah, so send me ice cream. No, they were. Or just don't send me food. You could also just like pay for my Lamborghini. The Lamborghini fund is cool too. It's the ghost camera. It's full of ghouls and goblins.
Did something happen to my brother?
Oh my god. What the fuck was that? Oh, the kitties are laying their happy asses on the cold floor, because at least the ground is cold. And they're just like full splayed out with their tummies on the ground in the basement. I picked up my brother's camera and notebook from the floor. I kinda did, Ms. World. Do a game stream with a Lamborghini for the AC. Oh yeah, true. A notebook from the floor. My mom's old camera. My brother had this with him. Oh no. What'd their mom do to the camera to make it absorb demons? I found a new note inside Mifuyu's notebook. Hamiro Mansion investigation. Hamiro Mansion was once the home of a large landowner that controlled vast areas of land. Okay guys, let me take you to middle school English class. I want to talk a little thing about like overriding and redundancy. Okay, let me tell you something. If you call somebody a large landowner, you do not then have to also say in the same sentence that controlled vast areas of land. That can be implied by the reader. You can't treat your reader like they're stupid. It's bad writing. Okay? Can we agree on the fact that saying a large landowner that controlled vast areas of land is a redundant sentence? Yeah, that's fucked up, Simon. I'm sorry about that. So sorry that I did that to you. But guess what? Not my problem, okay? I need the cold. This is a translation of Japanese. Alright. The translating team knows English. Alright? They also say that the site held some special significance that had to do with Shinto rituals of the region. I couldn't find any detailed books about these Shinto rituals, though. Illiteracy kills. It does, guys, and I'm trying to make you literate. The last master of the Himiru family line massacred his entire household. Later, another family that tried to live there disappeared. Because of incidents like these, nobody visits the mansion today, and it lies in ruins. Maybe that's why there aren't any accounts of the Shinto rituals, and why the exact location of the place isn't recorded anywhere. Yeah, I'm a viewer of Cam's stream that watches Cam's streams. That's what I'm saying. That you don't need to say that twice. Yeah, I mean. Okay, but if it's for emphasis, bro, what? It's got nothing. Use an adjective. Use a describing word, okay? You could say, I'm a avid viewer of Cam's stream. Instead of saying I'm a viewer of Cam's streams that watches Cam's streams. I live in my house. Oh, I fucking hope so. I'm an avid viewer of Dan and Phil, and you're probably homosexual. Happy Pride. September 24th. I've had a bad feeling ever since I came to this mansion. I'm leaving notes in this notebook just in case anything happens to me. Me when I leave notes in the notebook? I've got to find Mr. Takamine and the others fast. I hope it's not too late. Redundancy is saying you're a lesbian who watches Dan and Phil because that's a very fork kind of kitchen. Exactly. You just had to say that once. I have a person running for governor in Colorado. The person that made the sign couldn't even spell governor. Oh, God. Oh, no. Hey, Meg. Thanks for the 25 stream streak. There are many other notes and news articles inside the notebook. Oh, how nice. Whoa! Ropes. Me when I come back home from the rope factory. Rope. Always more ropes. It's a little ominous, I'm gonna say. There's definitely some symbolism behind him repeating ropes, but I'm just gonna look past how uncomfortable it makes me and chuckle, all right? We have to laugh at the horror. Ropes. I'm always shooting ropes. Oh, look, there's ropes right there. Oh, God. There's a broken partition in the screen here. Okay. Do I even have a camera? Oh, I do. Can I look through the screen with my camera? Nope, it's too fucking dark. I really do dig the old Japanese, like, setting for horror games. Like, I feel like when they made Silent Hill F, they were just like, we need to mix together Fatal Frame and Silent Hill and see what the fuck happens. Oh yeah, wasn't this mission called the Strangling Room or some shit? Wait, what is this? Tried the entrance, but it wouldn't budge. I guess I'll have to look for another door. Yeah, strangling ritual. Everything is crushed by a fallen beam, almost beyond recognition. Something large beyond the lattice. Kind of looks like a person covered with a cloth. That's fucking scary. Been a long day at the rope factory. Ropes. Ropes. Notice how there was no loading screen between those rooms? We're so spoiled. Hey Phil, you wanna say hi? No one's seen you in a while. Oh my goodness. You are so chunky and so fat. Well, you didn't miss me at all. You don't even want to get up here and hang out with me. Oh my goodness. I love you. You're so big. Guys, tomorrow Momo has a doctor's appointment. Momo gotta get his checkup and him shots. Momo does not like the doctor, but he's not like a bad kitty there. He just is afraid. He doesn't bite or nothing. Hey, Venom. What a large man. I'm saying. It was if I was gonna name him something, it would be large mammal. Oh, what is that? There's a lion mask on the chest of drawers. There's a medicine container near the... What was that noise? There's a medicine container near the ornamental lion mask. Herbal medicine. There are lots of antiques here, but in poor repair. The owner's hobby, maybe? There's an old suit of armor here. Doesn't seem to be just for show. It's seen some hard use. This is real samurai stuff. Whoa, 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 whoa. Take a pic, take a pic, take a pic. Boom! You guys see that shit? Did I just freeze him? Hey! Is that my brother? Is that burnt rock? You guys hear that too? Based on a true story, by the way. It's locked. I hear something on the other side. Maybe someone's in there? Going definitely not of English origin. Do not feel anybody's presence beyond the sliding screen. Okay, well, that's fantastic. I'm glad there's weird fucking chanting behind that door. That's very inspiring. Herbal medicine. Ah! Okay, the voice acting of the ghost is gonna need to like bump up a little bit. Because every time I see a ghost, it's just like some fuck-ass kid talking. I can't find the key. Where is it? Oh, you guys are making rent fair stuff? That's so fun. Oh, fuck. I need to buy my tickets. I think they just recently went on sale for me. So I need to go downstairs with broken steps. It's locked. I can't find the key. This is not gonna go well. Some right there. Where'd you go, bitch? Come here. Come here. Say cheese, bitch. Where have they both gone? This is spooky. This is a spooky ass game. They don't make shit like this anymore. Actually, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. After watching the state of play, horror games are gonna be carrying gaming for a little bit. Okay? Because that PlayStation state of play shit, everything looked dumb as hell. Except all the horror games that they showed off. And that shouldn't be a controversial thing to say. RuneScape Dragon Walk? Shut the fuck up. Like, what the fuck, bro? People still only play the new, like, 07scape. The OG RuneScape. And no one's gonna play it. There's a box of film in front of the broken staircase. Type 14 film. Sorry, I'm a hater. I'm a fucking hater. Old books. They're about dark rituals. Did they belong to the man that lived here? No, he just had dark ritual books for fun. He just collected dark ritual memorabilia.
Hello.
Okay, I have wireframes. Not wireframe. I was fucking reading chat. I have film now. Hey, Jose. The Halo remake looked like Dookie, bro. Halo's my favorite fucking game franchise of all time, and I think they should just announce, hey, it's dead. We're done, guys. We gave up, and we're very sorry. I would honestly appreciate that more than them pushing out more shit from a butt ass. All right, shitty fucking fart poop ass. Literally, I named my fucking cat after a fucking Halo character. You can't tell me I'm a fake fan for saying this. I would rather let it fucking die than see more shit from a butt. Legends era prequel missions. I did see that. Yes, we're playing Fatal Frame, Jose. I'm a little lost, I would say. I mean, I'm just kind of running around the same areas and different things are happening each time I enter an area. Ropes! Ropes! We can probably call singing on bingo. Also, lore. Also, I probably forgot something, because I feel like I should know what the fuck's going on. Yep. It's the unfortunate truth, Soren. We're all cooked. Okay. Oh yeah, I just legit don't know where the fuck to go. Am I missing something? Based on a true story, by the way. Okay. Just check the manual. Got all the controls. Okay. How to start the game. About battles. Game over. They didn't miss me singing. I just called singing on bingo because that's the chanting was singing. Battle against spirits. Upgrade. Can upgrade shit? What? There's a map! Oh, Jesus. Now I look real fucking silly, don't I? Mansion first. There's another door right there? You're shitting me. The rope hallway is what they call it. Ropes! Ropes! So many ropes! Oh my god, there's a door right here. Oh, but it's nailed. Okay. Does it count as Gen Alpha? That shit does count as Gen Alpha. Also, we have suspicious groan. Gen Alpha slang. What the fuck is that? Okay. Where else can we go? Hey, we got Venom. First winner on bingo. And that door up there is locked. Where the fuck am I meant to be going then? Start. Option. Brightness? Oh, this is just just the It's okay. The darkness is a part of the scariness. You're just meant to be scared. Meant to be scared. Stay calm, everybody. We can do this. Phil, you being a little baby up there? Sleepy bean, man. You got big pink beans. Okay. I'm lost. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to speak with you. Anything back here? Nope. Door's still locked. Sorry if that's insensitive, okay? Sorry to all you fucking satanic Japanese ritual doers. Sorry I'm appropriating your culture. Dude, and there ain't shit down there. That's not fucking, that's the ritual books down there. The fuck do you want me to do, man? I've been everywhere. I was very offended. Okay. There isn't anybody hiding behind the sliding screen. That's just a kind of an ominous thing to say. Like, yeah, there's not anybody hiding back here. As if there should be, or we were expecting there to be. Shinto? Okay, it did say Shinto. My bad. Alright. I don't even know what the fuck Shinto means. Consider that one. Consider the fact I'm a white-colored American. And I'm ignorant to many foreign cultures. The staircase has fallen down. Yep. Looks about right to me. The hitbox on my character is huge, man. Dust has been disturbed around the sunken fireplace as if it's been used recently. Isn't this a funky fireplace? Like, where's the chimney? Where's the smoke go? Consider that one, Japan. Pretty sure that Shinto isn't the main religion there anymore. Even more reason for me to have no idea what the fuck it is. Chimney isn't... okay. Very funny. Very funny. Okay, consider the fact that I've checked both floors. And the only door I haven't opened is the one with the nails on it. The one that's nailed shut. I'm missing something. Oh, it's from Mortuary Assistant. I'm missing something. Rebecca. Rebecca. Can we talk about the fact that I'm not looking through the camera at all? And I'm like looking through my eyeball, I guess, because I'm not like the camera isn't looking directly into its own lens. It's pretty fucked up, if you ask me. Selfie and Fatal Frame would go crazy in Graham. That's so facts. I can't use that here. I can't use that here. I can't use that here. Rebecca. Where am I supposed to go? Hey, someone backseat me. Do you know, has anyone, anyone actually play this game ever in their life? Rebecca. I've exceeded all of my options. Okay, Beowulf. That shit actually just scared me. There's an old camera here. I think I can take a shot. We go through the album. Load photo data, create an album. Oh my god. I can create a photo album. Oh my god. Dude, look at this picture. 2016. Yeah, I'm putting that up. Does it say butter? Or does it say buffer? My bad. My bad. Hey, put this shit in the album. Hey, put this shit in the album. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the point of making the photo albums is, but we gonna exit this. That was something. Oh wait! Something blinging. There's a small piece of paper on the floor. It looks like the piece of a notebook. I found something. Research notes. September 12th. One day after 9/11. Now there's another rope! And another rope! I put the piece of notebook paper in my file. It's always ropes! There's so many ropes. Another day at the rope factory. Okay, now if I go into the rope hallway, is there something? Something new here? Something new at the rope factory. No? Okay. Well, we have a new paper. Maybe something new will happen in here now. Pretty pleased. Whoa, what the fuck? Hey guys, I got it. What the fuck are you pointing at? Me or the camera? The camera? Hell nah. What do you? I'm gonna take a picture of you. Wait till I take a picture of you, bitch. Oh, do I take a pictures of the writing?
Should I take a photo?
I think that's what she's saying, yes. I think that's what you can infer. Camera controls too. In Finder mode, you can see things that can't be seen with the naked eye. Try taking a photo if the controller vibrates or you hear a strange noise. I told y'all the controller vibrating meant some shit and no one fucking believed me. Yeah, just give her the fucking camera and leave. Enter the tutorial by selecting scraps in the file. What? Oh my god, look. Oh my god, look! Okay, you know what? This is some fucking Silent Hill F shit, because in Silent Hill F, once you got that crazy power, you were able to see through the walls with like symbols on them and stuff. Hey, we got three
Look
litter.
at the photo.
Yeah, just look like the photo. There seems to be a hidden door behind the folding screen. Great question. It's in my ass. Okay, cool. I can't find the key. Where is it? Oh, look at the detail. When I walk into the lanterns, they jiggle. How fun is that? So such a little touches like that make me happy. The door won't move. Herbal medicine. This door is nailed shut. Okay, so just bring me. Just bring me into this hallway with nothing in it. I think that's what it did, right? Oh shit. There's this whole inventory screen. There's a clock on it too? Oh my, is that the real time? No. That is not the time it is. Oh, it says gameplay time. That's pretty cool. Map? Oh look, no, there's a bunch of doors in here. Okay. Item. Film, medicine, camera. Photos. Okay, that's fun.
Hey, Momo. Oh my goodness.
You guys have no idea how much Momo loves to play toy. Like, really more than anything else in the world. The moment I came home, he was like, all right, time to play toy. Added Tennessee, North Carolina to Flight Sim. It's low-key like adding Mitt Romney to Street Fighter. What?
Hey, Momo. Are you going to the doctor tomorrow?
Momo is my cousin's nickname. Well, luckily, Momo doesn't have any E's in his name. So, because Momo sounds like, I don't know, it's a weird name. There's a small piece of paper on the chest. It looks like a news clipping. News clipping. Late yesterday, a human body with no limbs was found in Himuro Mountain, located in the southern region of the prefecture. The boy's hands, feet, and head were all torn off. The police is investigating. Translation, guys, okay, but the police are investigating the case. The police is investigating the case. The police are investigating the case as both a murder and accident? I don't... Lieutenant Dan, they ain't got no legs. I ain't got no legs. They found Lieutenant Dan in the fucking Himuro Mountain. Okay, the police are treating the investigation as either a murder or an accident. I'm assuming is what the translation is meant to be. What up, Robo? The body has not been identified, but it is believed to be a man around the age of 30. How you doing? Fantastic. We're playing this very cool PlayStation 2 horror game for the first time called Fatal Frame. The police is also taking into consideration... Guys! The police is also taking into consideration... The police are also taking into consideration the fact that a body mutilated in the same manner was found in the same location 15 years ago. Spooky! that's the worst translation we've run into yet, guys. Woo! Wait. That woman in a kimono is coming. Come here, bitch. The audio in this game is actually pretty fucking scary. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Decent chance that whoever translated this back in the day didn't speak Japanese or English as their first language. Yes, that's probably the case. There is a box of film underneath the window. Type 37 film. Looks like a new roll of film. I wonder if Mafuyu left it here. A scroll with a picture of flowers on it is hanging here. It's faded and sad now. Alright, woman with the kimono. Come fight me. I'm filmed up. Oh, it's recording. Is this a trap? It's a trap! Maybe not a trap. Wait, what? There isn't anybody in the closet. I'm not worried about there being anybody in the closet. I'm trying to pick up the fucking thing that's right there. Any scares of you yet? Yeah, actually, genuinely, this game has had a few jump scares, which is surprising for an old game. It's Pride Month. Yeah, nobody's in the closet. It's Pride Month.
What was that?
Turn around, bitch! Turn around! Turn around. Every now and then I get a demon behind me and she's gonna fuck my butt. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I take a picture and I need more film. And I need more film. I did sing that with Maisie at karaoke. You're right. What? Herbal medicine. I don't know, man. This is based on a true story, by the way, chat. My new neighbors are country jits. I want some alternative jits. You need some alternative jits in your life. Good people to have. And I need you more. The mirror's been removed from the mirror stand. The drawer is locked. It won't open. Yeah, you're right, Devin. Like you would assume that there'd be like a proofread of like the things that the translators did, like on a localization team, but like maybe they just didn't have any American help when making this. This game sells being haunted in a very grounded way, like a kind of a, like realistic, like as realistic as you can get with like a ghost sort of manner, like voices around you. picture of this jit. Take a picture of this John. No! Jitterbug. Did I just one-shot him? I one-shot him. I blasted that bitch. The camera began to glow with mystical power. The camera seal. Power-ups. About power-ups. You can acquire mystical power by damaging ghosts. Select camera from the menu screen, triangle button, to access the power-up screen. You can unlock the seal on the camera with the accumulated mystical power and power-up. About auxiliary functions. When you unlock auxiliary function seal, when you unlock the auxiliary function seal, okay? They need to bring me on the team for this game, okay? You enable many special attacks. To use the enabled auxiliary function, press the L1 button while in shooting stance. The number of the auxiliary functions you can use is limited to the number of spirit stones in your inventory, so be frugal. Okay. There's a white tape underneath the window. Should we be listening to these tapes?
September 9th, 5:40 p.m. The mansion was nowhere to be seen on the map, so we finally had to ask the locals how to find it. They told us that Himuro Mansion had been empty for several decades now. The same ones who told us where it was also warned us not to come here, which was quite disconcerting.
This shit's got great atmosphere.
September 9th, 9:40 p.m. It seemed dangerous to walk through the mountain at night, so we decided to spend the night here and continue our work. I've been through several rooms already. Unlike the exterior, the interior is still in quite good shape. A little earlier, I thought I saw a white, shadowy figure of a woman in the hallway near the entrance.
Wearing a kimono, perhaps?
I'll keep track of such sightings and publish them in a later account.
God, this is so spooky! My gynobologist is here. Astro Cowboy 14, my gynobologist. An old kimono hangs here. It's faded and dusty, but the red lining is still vivid. Yeah, this is fucking sick. This is very disconcerting. Yeah, having those audio tapes, I don't know why, they just feel... They feel real, man, I don't know. This is very... I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like we're uncovering a mystery. I can feel something coming from the mirror stand. Gotta take a picture of this! Something shows in the photo. It looks like the lion mask near the sunken fireplace. Put the photo in my file. Okay, so we gotta do something with the lion head then. In the fireplace room. This is very disconcerting. If you ask. Oh my god, I'm so used to there being loading screens between doors, I like keep taking a break every time I open a door. What the fuck was that? I'm not rocking with the noise behind this shit. Suck my balls. It's hard to tell sometimes what's a door in this game. Because they're all like those weird, like, sliding doors. That's where I came from. Map, please. No, I need to go this way. Oh yeah, we do have to call random for the tier 3 gifted. That was fucking crazy. Thank you. Once again, whoever the fuck did that shit. Wait. How the fuck do I get out of here? Zoom. Rope hallway. Okay, so that's where we need to make it back to, but like, how do we... Library to the lamp hallway. Why is that door red? Yeah, we can call achievement get. I feel like we would have gotten one for doing some shit. I one-shot a ghost earlier. That's an achievement. My controller's jiggling. I feel like it's because of that mirror thing. I think. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. There's something else funky here? What's going on? No. It just feels funky. There we go. We need 2 more winners. We might have to just go back to doing 3 winners until I can be relevant again, because it might take a while to get the 6 winners. I have to turn around. I'm so fucking lost in here, man. Is this a door? Hello? Like, this looks like a door? Oh, there we go. It's because of the fucking... Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Heck, that's awesome. Help me! Come here, bitch! Whoa, he's moving crazy! He's moving crazy! Money shot! Come back, come back, come back, come back. I'm sorry. He's done for. A good cry. There we go. Gets chased. You can probably call me washed. I fucked up them shots too. Okay. Let's go back down the lamp hallway. Oh, there we go. Now you have 6 winners. Oh, where am I going? We need to go back downstairs. Can I go downstairs? Can I, like, just reverse it? Gotta walk all the way down the stairs before I go down them. Walk all the way up before I go down them. Alright. Yeah, call 1 random. And, let's see who else wins. Bingus. Alright, apparently there's something here. A lot of antiques here. Yeah. Okay. The red hand mirror! I found a red hand mirror inside the ornamental lion mask. I got the red hand mirror. Okay. Can you swear excessively? No, I'm Christian now. I don't swear. God told me not to. Alright, let's take that mirror and bring it somewhere else. Damn, now look at all these fucking winners. Jesus. There's something here. Oh, this door was closed before. I would call the mistranslations a glitch. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Since we're not playing like some trash-ass indie game, I feel like that's as close as we're gonna get to a glitch. You know what I mean? You just open the closet and then close it, like, that's it. Bro just said there's something here and then vanished. Okay. This game really just be doing shit just to spook you, for real. What is it, a horror game or something, man? The votive lamp is lit. I wonder who lit it. How? Where the fuck? Where do I go from here? How do I get back to the mirror room? Map. Oh, was it that door there? Oh, that's actually pretty fucking sick for Final 2. Oh my god! Literally in the middle of fucking saying this game is full of so many little jump scares. And then I get fucking jump scared. Jesus Christmas. Fucking paid actor if we haven't called that already. May as well go ahead and call it on this card. Teddy got one last second because of paid actor. All right, call it. No more winners. The mirror of the mirror stand has been removed. Whoever was translating this shit was actively having fucking strokes. They were actively stroking while writing this game.
It's that person I just saw.
He's being strangled!
The ropes.
Damn, Mick, that's so grim. I can see the faint shadows of ropes on the man's neck, arms, and legs. I got a small key from the drawer. A brass key. It looks old. I wonder if it's a key to some door. Where are you, bitch? I hate how they dance around when you aim at them. Where are you, bitch? Oh, he's saying ropes. Ropes! No! Fuck him up. What the fuck is he? Ah! Chad, I'm fucking killing it right now, by the way. I like how like the ghosts actually say things like related to like the lore. Like I think that's pretty fucking sick, in my opinion. Like yeah, generic like help me type stuff, but then like saying like the ropes, it just gives the I don't know, a bit more depth. Yeah.
Let me out of this mansion.
Let me out. There's something shiny where the ghost once stood. A spirit stone. This mysterious stone enhances the camera's power. It enables auxiliary functions. Yo! Camera. Basic performance. Oh look, range, speed, max value. Let's upgrade the fucking max value. Oh, that's what we use our score for that. Okay, what about bonus function? Pressure pushes ghosts back. Slow slows down ghosts. C makes ghosts more visible. Oh, but these cost a lot of score. Okay. Oh. That's a little fart noise when you can't afford it. Okay, well, I used all my score to upgrade my camera and not do bonus functions, so get the fuck over that. But that very first ever locked door we encountered when following that guy up the stairs had a brass lock. And I presume the brass lock will be opened with the brass key. Consider the following. Consider the fact that I'm a goated fucking gamer, and I pre-played this. I know what I'm doing. That's the door that leads to nothing. Yep, okay, well, okay. I take back what I said, like, just a little bit. Just a slight amount. I have to go this way. Through this door. Spooky, scary skeletons that shivers down your spine. Definitely a 10. Definitely a 38. Definitely a 50. Let's see. Definitely 55. There's a black padlock on the door. Use the brass key. Yes! It's unlocked. Oh my god. Research scrap. The secret rituals of the Himiru family. Many rituals and customs have been passed down through generations of the Himiru family. Most of them are lost. The only things we have left now are some documents that record these rituals as a legend. Hardly any of the oral history remains. This is because all the Himiru family members are dead. And those who were close to the family have kept quiet about the ritual. One ritual in particular, performed on December 13th, is shrouded in mystery. Ooh. People who lived near the mansion stayed inside on that particular day, and even now it is considered bad luck to leave the windows open on that date. I can only assume that this is due to the cruel nature of the ritual, but the truth remains unknown. The ritual is actually farting massively outside, so it stinks like ass. So if you open your windows, you fucking get straight fart ass air through your fucking screen. Oh my god, it's bad. Close your fucking windows on December 13th, because you will get fart stink in your house. No, I'm elementary school maxing with my dinner right now. Popcorn, chicken, and rectangle pizza. That's base as fuck, actually. Congratulations and happy pride. I'm elementary school maxing right now by making fart jokes. And people still watch, maybe. Is this a door? It's hard to tell what the fuck is a door out here in ancient Japan. I'm gonna keep it a $1.50. Oh, that's the door I came from. The sliding screen paper is torn. I can see into the room. Rows of old books. A library. Oh god. Yes, that does count. Because boneless wings are just chicken nuggies. And if you think otherwise, you need to actually fight. Oh my god. Moonlight lights the atrium dimly. Again, guys, we gotta lock down this redundant writing. The moon lights the atrium dimly. Maybe the owners used to watch the moon from here. I actually introduced you to a friend today. We were in Discord earlier saying, like, ropes, he's shooting ropes. Oh, there's definitely, yeah. Shooting ropes is a fun phrase to say. Oh, mac and cheese, me too. A plate of raw veggies, crackers, and a beef stick. Oh my god. You know, I fucking want the fucking, I mean, ice cream does. Oh my god, Mick has all my ice cream. Fuck! Anyways, I wish I had an atrium to watch the moon in. Herbal medicine. Guys, I have all this medicine, but I haven't been hit a single time. If you consider that, maybe it's a bit of a pro gamer thing, but you know, that might just be me as well. Let me do something real quick too. This is bothering me a little bit. This is bothering me just a little bit. Well, now it's bothering me even more. There we go. Based and goated. Help me afford an atrium. Actually, don't send me money through Stream Elements tipping right now. Who knows if fucking Stream Elements will ever pay anybody ever again. Alright? Gift subs are the only way. Bits. Facts. What Mikolas said. Choosing between the Lambo and the atrium. Okay, well the Lambo is such a long shot. We're like 1,000 subs away from the fucking getting the Lambo back. And I'm back in the atrium. Okay. Listen, if I'm frugal enough, I can get a Lambo and a moonlit atrium for 1,000 subs. Alright. What's through this door? So the week showing that Stream Elements owed someone $400+. Oh yeah, I mean they owe a lot of people a lot of money. I only have SE stuff, so don't forget. You'll probably be fine, Simon. They're getting bought out by somebody, but I just don't trust. All my shit is moving from Stream Elements expeditiously. What about 1,000 subs over like a 3-year period? And maybe we could pay off the Lambo that way. There's an audio tape in front of the door. Oh, another audio tape. Research 1. What software moving to? It is currently in development. Software top secret by Mr. Nicholas. That we're developing, or he's developing, and I'm simply a user of it at the moment. There are several pieces of paper on the shelf. They look like a part of a red notebook. Red notebook scrap. Not to be confused with Mikolas. Yes, that's true. Yeah, Voosh has been helping. I've been helping. It's been a good time. It seems a folklorist named Ryozo Manukata was studying about the various rituals passed down at Himaro Mansion. He supposedly left a book of research, but I can't find it anywhere. I wonder if there's a copy in a library somewhere. Next. There's Nick. Huge, massive updates this weekend. Oh, hell yeah. I still can't find the book. I'll have the Koji Ogata from the editing department do a search for it. I doubt he'll be able to find it, though. I'll pull a piece of the notebook in my file. They got wet food being adorbs. Nice. Just like my kitty's got wet food when I got home. There's something inside the drawer. Type 14 film. Based as fuck. Let's go. There's a small door here, but it's nailed shut and I can't open it. Let's listen to this audio clip. Item. Red tape 1.
September 10th, 10:20 a.m. We discovered some disturbing photos in a chest of drawers. Could these be the folklorist's children mentioned in Koji's notes? The photo is quite old and shows some kids playing tag. In the corner of the photo, there's a faint image of a young girl in a white kimono.
White kimono.
Her finger is pointed this way, and her eyes look as if she's making some silent accusation.
It's almost like you can hear an EVP happening during the voice recording. Or am I just tripping? Am I tripping, or is there like some crazy hidden depth to these tapes? Listen towards the end of the fucking tape. Like, I might be fucking tripping. It could be like some sort of voice effect. I'm gonna listen to that again.
September 10th, 10:20 a.m. We discovered some disturbing photos in a chest of drawers. Could these be the folklorist's children mentioned in Koji's notes? The photo is quite old and shows some kids playing tag. In the corner of the photo, there's a faint image of a young girl in a white kimono. Her finger is pointed this way, and her eyes look as if she's making some silent accusation.
It was right there. It was right there. It was right there. There's literally whispering. After she says accusations, there's whispering. And it goes from one ear to the other. That's fucking crazy. That's nuts. The attention to detail is fucking nuts. I'll let's do it again. Sorry, I'm gonna do it again. See if I can hear anything. Now that I know where it is, it's when she says she's describing the finger pointing accusation. You can hear whispering. That's
September
so fucking
10th, 10:20 a.m.
A.M.
We discovered some disturbing photos in a chest of drawers. Could these be the folklorist's children mentioned in Koji's notes? The photo is quite old and shows some kids playing tag. In the corner of the photo, there's a faint image of a young girl in a white kimono. Her finger is pointed this way, and her eyes look as if she's making some silent accusation.
That's fucking nuts. I don't know what the fuck she says, but there's literally whispering right there. That is so fucking cool! How neat. An EVP in a video game. Have we just discovered an electronic voice phenomenon inside of Fatal Frame? Alright. I'm gonna save the game, and I'm gonna end here. I started really fucking late and I'm tired as fuck. I drove 6.5 hours today. So we're gonna end here, but I am gonna pick this game back up. Probably tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be streaming tomorrow. Nonetheless, I gotta see what the fuck. Minecraft's supposed to be Minecraft Mondays. Just saying. EP, but I'm back home, and I will be for the foreseeable future. No more long big breaks. Why am I out of ad snoozes? What the fuck happened to my ad snoozes? What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. You had the same thing? Yeah, since when? That's weird. Had my mods snooze it and they came back for me. Yeah, if one of my mods can snooze it, that'd be cool, because I'd like there not to be ads as I'm trying to end my stream. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's certain anyways. How the fuck do you turn off a PlayStation, man? Like, stop! Turn off, motherfucker! How do you turn off a PlayStation? Jesus. Said 0 for me, it's 2. It's running, yeah, that's fine, I'll just wait. No, there's not a power switch on the back of this. This is a PS2 Slim. Oh. Okay. What's going on with Twitch snoozes? We'll never know. Ashton's on that 125 stream streak too. God diggity damn. Well, thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna leave this bingo up under the presumption that we're just gonna continue this same game tomorrow. I'm glad to get a little refreshing, kind of different game to play after we played RE for so long and then switched to Phas for a while. And now we can go back to playing some of like whatever the fuck we want. I know I've been like gone a lot recently, but I had to go to TwitchCon EU. Then I had this baby shower. But I've been living my life, damn it! You guys should go outside too. But don't forget about me when you go outside. Alright? You guys forget about me when I go outside. I'm just kidding. I'm being selfish. Who just meowed like that? Oh my goodness! Went to the pool the last few days. It was nice. Oh fuck yeah, it's so damn hot outside. So you're fucking lucky. Dude, the kitties are meowing! Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go fucking hang out with the kitties. I'm so glad to be back with them. Alright. You guys please join me for a raid. I'm just gonna raid. Jojo says breathe. Oh, she has her raids turned off. She's probably ending soon. Okay. Bingo. I'm leaving bingo up, so we'll probably go back to this game tomorrow. Who am I raiding then? God damn it! No, maybe we can raid Germa. I think he needs some viewership. You know what we're gonna do? I'm going to Paladin Amber. There we go. We played Phas with Amber a couple weeks ago. Played it multiple times with them now. They're awesome. They're super sweet. They're very cool. Highly recommend Amber to anybody if you don't already follow them. They're very funny. They're also Australian. So, oh hey Bree. Bree, I have some things for you, by the way. I'm about to end stream and I'll give you your birthday presents. Okay? Goodbye, guys.